All right, this video is showing you how to assign assignments using the Pearson online reading tool. The first thing you'll need to do is you'll need to go to Rapid Identity, which is basically how we sign into the hub. You can find it in your bookmarks under My Wayne. I have it signed as the hub for a bookmark myself. Um, but once you get here, you'll log in, just like we always do. Once you're logged in, you're going to find the Pearson icon. Click on that. Once you're there, you're going to go to your text. It may be in a different classroom depending on what you're doing, but I'm going to go ahead and click My View Literacy. Now, once I'm here, you may want to click Classes, but that's not where you want to go. You want to go to Browse, and then you're going to click on the Literacy book. Once you're here, you're going to go down to Unit 4, which is where we left off, and we were on week 3. You may be in week 4, sorry. We were on week 4, or maybe in week 3, I'm not sure. But for week 4, what you do is you just click on it, and the ones I was thinking of assigning had to involve lesson 1. So I'm going to click on lesson 1, and we could talk about this more at team meeting. But the ones that make the most sense to assign is the weekly launch timeline. When you actually click on this, it takes a minute to load. So while it's loading, let's see here, it takes a minute. There it goes. Once it's loaded, this is what the students will see. And so they can press play.
The early civil rights movement.
And the audio will go there. What I was thinking that made the most sense to assign was have them read this timeline, but then have them come over here and answer this question using the notebook. And so they just type in what they were going to. I cannot get this icon to work. Over here, there's another thing over there. It's not the weekly question, but I can't get that to work, so I would not worry about that. But that is kind of what I would assign there. The other thing that would make the most sense to assign would be the genre biography, because when you click on this, give it a minute. Okay, there it goes. It just kind of gives some things here. What's really cool about this is I want to make a video where I kind of just use this as my teaching tool and kind of do a screencast like this. But I can highlight certain things that I want to do. So I can highlight that. I can underline it if I wanted to. I can circle it if I think, okay, well, that's really important. I want kids to see that. But also they'll see this as well, and they could play the audio. But down here is the anchor chart that they'll see. So that could be something very helpful to them. There's nothing they really have to respond to here except for the turn and talk. I may ask them to do that as well. That may make sense for them to do. I think just making sure we're all on the same page of what we want kids to do. But those first two things would make the most sense to assign. I know we had talked about a cold read, but with this being the first assignment in the first week, I don't think we should overload them. So I'm thinking just these two, along with the actual academic vocabulary, which is down here. So on the academic vocabulary, what we can do is we can click on that. Okay. And so it has this part up here, which I could put in a video and kind of teach there as well. But then they read the adage and then they fill in the blank. And so that's kind of how they do that. Once they're done with it, you should be able to see their work. And that way you can get an idea of who's done what. But that is kind of what I would assign to assign these three. You just click here, here, and then the third one, and just make sure they're all checked. And then you can assign the selected three. Once you assign them, you can give it a title. So I can maybe change this to day 1, or I could put the date up here as well. I could select the start date. So maybe I don't want this to start until Tuesday, and I don't want it to end until Tuesday. So it's all due in one day. Or maybe you set the due date till Friday to get that done. And then you can assign it to your class. I just type in my homeroom. H will do it. And then down here on the bottom, I click assign. But I figured we can wait to talk at team meeting to decide that. What I have done is I've actually gone in and kind of wrote those things down. I still need to put the biography genre piece right here. So that might be helpful for everyone to do that. But at the same time, I just kind of put it in here so that way we might get an idea of what it might look like for kids. We can always adjust this, but at least we have a starting point. So I will share this with you guys now, and then hopefully we'll obviously talk more at team meeting. Until then, later, and sitting out here with some jams.